Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on, YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. Do you mouth the words along with me? I know you do. That question was rhetorical. Thanks, I'm flattered. Today we have something from Knife Standards. We haven't actually looked at something from Knife Standards for a while. I know what this is, and it's actually available, I'm pretty sure. I'll link their website down in the description so that you guys can check it out if you want to. Thanks to Knife Standards for sending this in, and thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Let's find out what we've got here. I believe, yes, I am correct. This is, here we go, right there. The RR3, production run number 1, stone milled. Looks like they've got a whole bunch of different options, including frosty. That's cool. Oh, it's Vanax. Oh, that's excellent. That's a surprise. Definitely cool. Stonewash. This is probably what I would have ordered. This is dedicated to his father, RR. I'm assuming initials there. Very cool. Oh, beautiful. I already like the texturing right off the... Oh, that is so satisfying to look at. Man, I love a continuous pattern, but look how we've got vertical lines through the center and then diagonal coming down the bevels. But wow, that is exceptionally cool looking. Oh, and the pocket clip too. That's cool. And you can easily swap that over to the left side. I'm sorry, for left-handed carry. Oh boy. Man, I haven't even gotten the blade out. I love the texturing. That is so cool to look at. I absolutely love that. You don't need a bald spot under the pocket clip because the texturing runs the same way, right? So you're not, it's not abrasive. Oh boy, that is so cool. Let's get that blade out. Clean. This is the type of, oh, and it's nice and smooth too. So as far as I understand, the manufacturing or the OEM is Bestech. Wow, they did a great job here. This is the type of minimalist that I like. The lazy type of minimalist that I don't like, and I'm not trying to poop on anybody, but when your handle profile is best described as rectangle and your blade is best described as classic drop point, it's like, yeah, and let me guess, it's satin finished blade and a bead blasted or stonewash finish, and that is it. That's been done a bajillion times, and for a lot of people that works, and that's what they're after. But I feel like that trend has kind of run its course, right? So I like a simple profile, and I like a little bit of personality and a little bit of designiness in the handle here. So, I mean, you could call this, you could reduce this to like, yeah, that's just a variation of rectangle and a variation of drop point blade. But we have a beautiful Vanax, which is definitely cool. That adds a little bit more, at least a little bit more flair than the typical M390. But we have Vanax for the blade. I'm not sure where they're heat treating it to. I bet you can find it on their website. Okay, so it does say Vanax down there. Fully flat ground blade with absolutely no swedge or anything up there, but a nicely knocked down spine on the corners. Functional jimping, that's really nice. Nice little choke up spot there. We have no deep cutout on the show side scale, but look at that. Look at that deep bowl right here. So easy access, I was going to say. It's really easy to actuate there. Am I kidding? Oh, I was getting caught on something. What am I getting caught on? Where is the... Okay, so right here, detemp ball is right there. This is number 2, number 23, Michael Jordan. So, can I... Yeah. So the key to getting it to disengage without catching there right before the ball, because that's what's happening, is just disengage in the middle of it. And then it comes straight down. Perfect. No issues whatsoever. Can it be front flipped? Yes, it can. Let me try that again. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. This is a nice low profile front flipper. I always refer to them as unicorn horns because I don't love a super pronounced front flipper, by default. I think it actually uglies up a knife. But this is a perfect 90-degree angle, essentially just right off the top of the knife. So it's just enough to grab if you want to. Fortunately, they did not stop the jimping. A lot of companies will just give you enough jimps to front flip it, and then they're like, that's pretty much it. That's the only reason for jimping, right, is to front flip it. No! Sometimes we want to put our thumb up here, which is great. This knife does it. Really nice choke up spot and super comfortable standard position. The pivot here is actually super classy in my opinion. We have the RR in cursive, and this is the captive female cap for the pivot. So your adjustment head is over here. That's a nice way to do that. Looks clean and makes it super easy to adjust and disassemble because the other side doesn't require a second tool. That means it'll pretty much always be centered. You don't have to dick with, two different tools there. It'll, getting it back to center and everything will be super duper easy if you decide to disassemble it. The other element that I really like is the fact that it is a nested liner. I would venture to guess that's steel, which is fine. Let's take a look here. Yeah, that's fine. Some companies will do a titanium nested liner and then they'll actually do a lock bar insert. The point is not whether or not the liner itself is titanium. It's always a nice touch, right? But it doesn't really affect anything. The whole point is to have steel on steel contact. That's what you want. And given that the nested liner is steel already, then you're good to go there, right? Nice thin blade stock. That'll be a super duper utilitarian blade and also really friendly to touch up. If you didn't know, Vanax is not identical, but pretty similar to MagnaCut in a lot of ways. It actually, when it is optimally heat treated, if you're comparing apples to apples in the exact same geometry, right? Optimal heat treats for both steels. By Larry Thomas's own, measurements, which are still in that article he did on his website, it's actually slightly better in terms of edge retention, slightly. Ever so slightly. However, it's not quite as tough, but it is also slightly more corrosion resistant. So Vanax has a really, really beneficial balance. I doubt anyone's really going to notice a whole lot. I think where you would notice is in some really, really rough environments. I think MagnaCut's going to outshine it just in terms of toughness. But on a pocket knife, right, that would probably be more so in a fixed blade setting. On a pocket knife, you probably wouldn't notice much of a difference. Vanax is a super duper expensive composition and absolutely ideal for a pocket knife, given the balance of all those things and the fact that it is so ridiculously stainless that you should never ever have a problem with corrosion unless you work in the saltiest of ocean environments. But even then, I think, and as long as it's not like underwater, right? Vanax is an absolutely incredible steel. One of my favorites of all time. Nice thin edge, very thin, very bitey, really nice. This is such a clean and nice looking knife. Classic and straight knife aesthetics, or classic straight knife lines, I like. But whenever I hear that, I think, okay, but like, what are you going to add to it to give it some personality? Because that's, we have so many knives that follow this sort of, if you were to just draw the profile, you'd be like, because the profile is, we see it all the time. But it's such an absolute delight to see some personality in here. And this is super cool. I really like that. Pocket clip, yeah. I love that you can flip it over for lefties. Little bit of a, not a sharp edge, just like an aggressive drop off there. Not bad though. Yeah, this is really cool. So let's measure it here real quick and see what the overall length is. We're looking at 7 1/4, shorter than I would have guessed. Wow, I would have thought that was closer to 8 inches. So that's actually, it's because the ergonomic profile is so open. That's almost identical to the Para 3. It must be slightly longer. Slightly. No, that's 7 1/4. What's the Para 3? The Para 3 is slightly shorter. It's like a 1/16 of an inch shorter than that. So there you go. But obviously substantially more cutting edge there. Yeah, that is very, very nice. I enjoy that one a lot. Okay, this is just an unboxing and first impressions video, not a review. I will carry and use this knife and report back to you guys after I've had a chance to do that and after I've had a chance to gather some additional information on this knife. And I'll do that in the form of a full comprehensive review. It's 4.3 ounces, by the way, about what I expected it to be. Balance is slightly south of the primary index finger position. Doesn't feel bad at all. But yeah, really, really cool. I like this a lot. That is a beautiful knife. So make sure and check this out. Like I said, I'll link it down in the description. Thank you again to Knife Standards for sending this in. Check them out on their website and on Instagram. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.